Dear viewers, welcome to another vlog of Fact Punch. In the last vlog we presented our viewers with the facts about how big money was made by US defense contractors out of Afghan war. In this episode we will talk about who made money in the last few days of Afghan war. When the US forces were wrapping up and Taliban forces were making advancements in various parts of Afghanistan which finally resulted in complete takeover of the country. It's of great surprise to know that meanwhile when all this was happening, major defense companies were awarded contracts in Afghanistan worth hundreds of millions of dollars, which of no surprise, came out by spending tens of millions in lobbying the federal government on defense issues. Let's find out what the figures speak. Recently, a report was appeared on the Open Secrets website, stating that the Department of Defense issued nearly $1 billion in contracts to 17 companies related to work in Afghanistan that was set to continue past the May 1 withdrawal date. Now we are talking about $1 billion, not a small amount. Fluor received contracts of at least $85 million this year for work in Afghanistan. Fluor spent over $1.4 million on lobbying in the first half of 2021, around $115,000 more than the firm spent in the same period in 2020. In May, defense contractor Leidos was awarded a $34 million government contract to continue providing logistics support services for the Afghan Air Force and the Special Mission Wing. Leidos spent $1.18 million on lobbying in the first half of 2021. On March 11, the Defense Department signed a contract with Salient Federal Services for information technology infrastructure in Afghanistan, a deal worth approximately $24.9 million and set to be completed in March 2022. Another contract was awarded by the Defense Department to Textron for $9.7 million in force protection efforts in Afghanistan, an effort that was expected to be completed by March 2022, long after even Biden's planned withdrawal date. Textron spent $4.47 million lobbying in 2020 and has already spent $2.4 million in 2021. Amandam Services, a Maryland-based defense support services, was awarded more than $305 million in defense contracts mentioning Afghanistan since 2008. The Department of Defense awarded DynCorp International, which was subsumed by Amandam in 2020, more than $4 billion in defense contracts mentioning Afghanistan since 2008. Amandam Services, which was awarded tens of millions of dollars in government contracts in 2020 alone, spent $980,000 on lobbying the federal government on defense issues in 2020 and another $340,000 in the first half of 2021. Security contracts worth $68.2 million with Aegis Defense Services, a private security service organization, were also slated to be completed in 2023 and 2026. 5 of the top defense companies, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon, General Dynamics, and Northrop Grumman, spent a combined $34.2 million in lobbying in the first half of 2021 compared to about $33 million in the same period of 2020. Raytheon spent the most on lobbying with $8.23 million so far in 2021. The second most was spent by Lockheed Martin at $7.4 million. The Congressional Research Service found that the Defense Department also obligated more money on federal contracts during the 2020 fiscal year than all other government agencies combined, with around 31% of its contracts going to the 5 companies. People with ties to the defense industry have also been in positions to influence decision-making about the withdrawal from Afghanistan. The majority of plenary members on the Afghanistan Study Group, which advised President Joe Biden to extend the originally negotiated May 1 deadline for withdrawing from Afghanistan, also have ties to the defense industry. Now, hold on, what's lobbying? Is not a well-cultural word synonymous to bribe? What's the difference? Dear viewers, let us know the definition you have of lobbying as per your point of view. This is the whole story. Most of such stories stay limited to few. Secondly, in our busy life, not all of us pay attention to, but on the grounds it happens. Various corporates invest millions and get billions out of it, and sadly, all that goes from our tax money. We hope you would have liked this information. Hoping to get back soon to our viewers, with another vlog. Don't forget to subscribe Fact Punch and to comment in the comment section below.